Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to this Scrum. Today is the 5th of May, 2021, and we will do the Trello update for personal updates. We'll start from Lilis. Lilis, over to you for your updates.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's been a while. For my updates, yeah, actually I have the line today for I'd like to start from the first, which is the delegation from Lupna. Research on e-commerce to sell vouchers. It's no update yet actually. And then for the second one, there is an update that I'm trying to learn the few traffic right now using Google Analytics, and I find that for the unique views, the most dominant traffic brings is direct. Vidi, I would like to confirm
Right.
also with you. Direct means they directly go to the page. Is that correct? Like typing the
Yep.
URL and then yep.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
that's the biggest traffic, and the second traffic is from Google, where actually it's come from the search, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
like typing. Is that correct? I'm actually asking
Yep.
with you. Okay, that's the second one, and then the third one is from LinkedIn. So that's three top sources for the awareness for the HR. This card is basically we want to try to detect the efficiency of the campaign, uh, and also to restructure the campaign. But I need to understand first on where is actually the traffic coming from, so we can understand what kind of apa namanya, what kind of campaign or resource that we should optimize. But it's not limited to
All
the
right.
Google Analytics things. I
Mm-hmm.
also want to search or to understand about from every one of you that is doing trial, where is the source of the information that you get from. It means that that source brings qualified leads, so that's we can
Mm-hmm.
optimize. So that the updates for the Shalene campaign, and we would like to update all the funnels by tomorrow in biweekly Scrum. For the review discount experiment, this have been stopped in Airbnb, but Sasha wants to have one more try, like one more period of testing for Booking.com. It's until 11th of May. So if there is no good result, I think I'd like to stop this experiment. And then for the investigating top 20 unsold properties, this have been done by the previous trial, I guess. No, today's trial and the previous trial, but I haven't implemented the actionables yet. Oh, it's actually delivered to the HR teams regarding the review, replying the review, but there's no specific marketing strategy that is for a specific property.
For top fun activity, yeah.
Yeah, for top. It's only for top
All
and
right.
I mean bottom from
But
to top. And then for
okay.
May sales strategy, since we actually don't achieve like 3 months target, uh, yesterday Andre and me doing meeting and also setting up some agenda or milestones that would like to apa namanya to accomplish during this May. First is calculating the in-month weekly sales target, so it can motivate the HR to achieve the target basically. And then
Okay.
um, the other one is request for feature. It might be for data scientist, which is I guess for the intern there's Kyla and also VD. It's about visualization. And then last one strategy, responding bad review. That's already distributed. The idea distributed to HAR and would be start to execute. So that's the only update for my card. Back to the chair.
Right. Thank you very much, Liz, for the update. Maybe first I would like to ask the floor whether there are questions about Lilis's updates.
Question, guys.
Yes, David, over to you.
Okay, David.
Okay, Kak Lilis. I want to ask for top 20 unsold properties, Kak. So in our last our last discussion we have discussed similar case like this, yeah, for the
Mhm.
new properties. Are we going to implement
Oh,
that too for this kind of properties or other plans?
okay. For the discussion is about new property, but this one is for the property that already listed like a long time ago. I think some of it can be the same, but I remember that for a new property we can relaunch, but for the apa namanya old property we cannot do
Property.
that because we have the
Yep.
assets, the review. So some can be cross paths, but crossing path, but some is different. Like the consideration is there.
Right.
That's the questions.
And so the strategy for the replying on negative review for the last month,
Yeah.
especially, is also a part of this card as well, yeah, Lilis, yeah, the top
Yeah.
20 unsolved topics. Oh,
Yang last week.
yang kalau misalnya the one that we have to reply
Oh
negative review is
yeah,
it
yeah.
part of the
Yeah,
game top
this one,
20
that's
unsolved
also,
topics?
oh yeah, that's also one strategy from unsold property. This is
Right.
built from the trial candidate analysis basically.
Yes, yes, yes. Understood. So maybe Evelyn or Liz can update on the activity and also the findings there so that it is actually tracked. And I believe it's also already delivered in the campaign Scrum, and it's being done. It's already being uh, floored to the HR member, I believe, and also Sasha is in charge of this one, yeah, in the HR from HR, yeah.
Uh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Which
Okay.
which
So
HR you mean?
yeah, HR. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of the updates from the list, and maybe we can expect great things for May sales strategy. So it's a double, yeah. So one is regarding discussion, and the second one is regarding visualization requests. Is it
Yes,
on the
yes.
same card or is a different card?
That's actually we make a checklist.
I see. Make a checklist, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe for this one, is there any specific data scientist that you would like to request this to?
Okay. First, this feature for top inquiry properties to understand market demand. This basically done before in Tableau, right? VD, you done that
With
before.
these two,
I mean, um, like, are we actually okay if we use the Tableau back, or no, or we just use?
Um, I think it's also already available in Redash, but I just hide it. Remember that I actually made it for Redash as well, but I just hide it because I don't know where to put it. Like,
I
it's on
see.
dashboard. I don't know where to put the stuff, but it's already available.
Do you remember where is it stored? Like,
Oh
can
no, I
you?
just removed the widget. I can just simply
Ah,
add the
okay.
widget back.
I think I would like to delegate this to Kyla since Kyla is the only
Kala
one
ya.
at DS intern. But you can coordinate with VD because VD said it's already right. But
Yep.
you need to evaluate whether
Whether the
the visualization is correct or not. And the second one is a feature to quickly identify available property that ready to sell. So I think it's like a occupancy rate, right?
yes, so it's a part
Like
that's incorporated.
monthly, for example, you have the feature already
Yep.
ready, the
Yep.
occupancy rates. We can make it like specific for this date and this date in the future, can we?
Right. So actually, this is connected to one of Andre's initiative, Lilis, regarding the availability to agents. So for this
Ah,
moment, actually, what Andre is doing is manually look at Tokit and
yes.
measure look at the availability from there. But using the tool that yesterday you request from community, it can actually be altered a little bit to suit for both purposes.
Hmm. Uh, is it requested already? Is it to be PD
It's done
or?
internally within HR, I think, but I will have it requested to BI, I think.
Oh, so it's haven't requested then.
Yep.
But I mean, to check the availability, yeah, that's actually, I mean, the clear platform that we can know the availability is from Toki, right? So we know
Yep.
the dates and etc. and etc. But for
Yep.
the occupancy rate itself, which it's already available, if we see that the occupancy is low, then it means that's still available, right? But we don't really know the
Yep.
dates. We need to check the date.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the
we
one that
can
is
do
in
that.
dash,
Like for the apa namanya? For the period
referring to
of
this one.
time, like the period
Oh
of
yeah.
A, we can like search which one is
Oh
available.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the thing is in Redash, it doesn't show the occupancy if owner blocks the property.
But if the owner blocked the property, means it's not available, right?
Yes, but it's not reflected in Redash. Maybe the occupancy is very low in Redash, but it doesn't mean that it's available. Maybe it's also blocked by owner as well.
That okay.
There
So
is a difference in
that
Redash, but in Google Colab, it will include that one.
okay. Do you think Kyla can do this?
I'm not sure, but maybe you can do the discussion in the activity by asking Kyla regarding the things that you expect her to do, and then maybe Kyla can like
Yeah.
explain whether she can work on it or not.
Okay.
Just check Kyla for that one.
I think siapa Andre should attach the card also that she
Okay,
makes in apa EC
sure.
card. Yeah. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Evelyn, please
Yep.
tag
Evelyn, please take
yeah,
note of that as well
Andre ya.
for Andre.
Mm-mm.
Also the updates. Maybe to the other. Do you have any questions for Lilis's updates? None. If there are none, then let's move on to Fidi's update. Again, there's no update for the first one. I am debating whether I should put this on pending or not because there are no drive from the client themselves as well. But eventually, I think this could be useful, but not in higher priority because there are several other priority tasks that I did for this week. First, regarding the predicting company revenue, it's actually held by Kyla. Then the result can be seen in the all hands. There are some discussion as well whether regarding the feasibility of the projection. Thank you very much, Kyla, for that. Second, there is a update on the third card. If we look at the partnership, the funnel, the description is available in the description of the Trello card itself. But to sum it up, basically we're trying to find how much availability does the owner give us. This is used for community to evaluate whether the partnership is actually in which part of the uh, what do you call it, Maslow stage, formation stage in a sense. And it's also already been done. But I think Lilis put in some other improvement to be made, yeah, like the average in terms of percentage, yeah, and also the average to be represented as property wise, not unit wise, yeah. Okay, so Lilis, are you talking? No, 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 yeah,
I'm talking and I'm muted. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, actually, I tried to use the tool and it was great. I can know the apa namanya percentage, but things that we need to improve is first coordination. We need to standardize the format if the owner block.
yes,
And then
correct.
second one, it's still showing only the property with owner block. Jadi kalau zero tuh nggak ada. So when we try to make the average, I need to look at the toolkit how many property available uh, in
Oh,
that
okay. So, yeah.
how many units available in the property. So I need to make it as average, and then that average will be the score. Like misalnya
I see.
20
Okay,
percent occupied. How much is the score? Something like that.
noted on that one. I will reopen this card then, yeah. But that's the thing. I'm not sure about the delivery when I can deliver this one.
But I think this can be like continue later on
Oh,
because
continue other task, yeah, maybe, yeah.
yeah, I think should I request it or you should put it to pending and then because we do the evaluation next month again. Like I mean for April it's done. Let's do the evaluation for the employee partner stage for the end of May. So you still have time
Yep,
to
yep,
get
yep,
them.
yep. That's okay. You can do another request as well for the improvement.
Okay.
Basically, the documentation is also not done yet for this one,
Yeah.
but it's just basically start and then everything will come out. But maybe it's the documentation is still needed. Anyway, that's for the update for that one. Thank you very much, Lilis, for the request. And then also finally the last task that I did was regarding the visualization request to figure out. So this is the context of this request, guys. Uh, we devoted a lot of resources in partnership, but we do not know the effect of the partnership, the new partnerships to the revenue funnel. And apparently, through this visualization, we were able to know that the very many new partner that we actually achieved did not contribute
Yes.
much to the monthly revenue, as seen as in the attachment that Lilis uploaded, including number for April, for example. New property only contributes about 243 US dollars from the overall revenue. So the trade-off is not fair in a sense. So that's the thing. I'm not sure. But we from this visualization we're able to formulate a new strategy to relocate the resources and here and there. So I think that this could be very useful for the partnership uh, partner user funnel to evaluate the quality of the new property partner that they achieve. And there's one more question from Kabayu. Kabayu said it's possible, but I don't know if it's possible or not because I just tried yesterday after Kabayu mentioned. Uh, I'm not sure it's possible
For
or
the
not, but
visualization, yeah.
yeah. So this is already satisfied, but it would be better if we have the line chart overlay so that we can see the progression each month. But
Ah,
in general, and also the for that one for the line chart overlay, um, that is possible, I think. But for the label
but why
detail,
do you need that? Like this one is. I mean the information is enough
it
for
already
me.
shows actually, but maybe bar chart karena terlalu kecil nggak kelihatan, Liz. Maybe because it's too small, you can't see whether it
Yeah,
increases
so
or
it
not.
means that's small, right? Why we need to like make it more complicated if we can see it from this?
But we want to see whether from May to April,
Mm-hmm.
what's the month before April? March to April is actually increase or decrease or something like
Ah,
that.
because it's still small, we can observe
Yeah,
it.
it's too small maybe. It's possible for that one. I think I can do it. For the multiple value, I'm not sure. I've tried, but it is not possible.
Okay,
But
just
yeah,
I mean,
I'll respond
just
to
make
that.
sure your bandwidth optimized because this
Yes,
is actually enough for
extra.
now.
Yeah, this is extra, like
Yeah,
extra stuff.
like extra. I would suggest that.
Yep. So that's the update from me. Maybe anyone has any questions for my updates? No one is interested, yeah, in
Wait, wait, wait. Kak,
yeah.
Kak Fidi,
Yes, Evelyn.
I
Over
just
to you.
no, I just want to ask for the new properties kaya approximately how much property was categorized into the new property.
Okay, so the qualification for new property are property that receive the signed contract or launch or signed contract. But I can't remember, but I think it's a launch or signed
Launch.
contract. I think launch, yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember the
already
code.
listed in Airbnb.
Yes, but it's still within since January 2021. So that's considered as new property.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And that's why in our yeah, udah, no more explanation too long.
Yeah.
So that's the description for a new property, Evelyn.
Okay, teh. Thank you,
And
Kak
just to
Fidi.
note that we actually up until now we have 17, yeah, according to the all hands, yeah, yesterday. In total, we have 17 new properties since the month of March, but the revenue contribution is this much, so it's not a fair trade in a sense.
All right. Yeah,
So we have
it's
to do some strategizing. Okay, any more questions from the others?
Oh yeah, for the blah, blah, blah. Predict company revenue. I think
Yes.
who's responsible for this again? Kyla, yeah.
Yeah, Kyla made it.
Kyla made it.
Kyla helped me, yeah.
I have a vision for data scientists in the future. Can we make actually it's not susah ya. It's not difficult. For the target. So if we start with this and then our target is this, how much we should earn like first week, second week, and third week and last week.
Oh,
So like it's automatically generated based on yeah, let's have a analysis on the historical data, like how much we can deliver, like first week, second week, and third week.
yep.
Yeah.
So the first prototype actually is for that, for the progression. So it's called a burn down chart. Actually, I presented that during all hands.
Oh no, no, it's not that the target.
per week,
It
right?
can, but it's different. The burn chart, I mean, that's great, but if we don't really know how much we should earn like this time, for example, our target is 40, right?
Yeah.
And then today is 29. We don't really
Right.
know how much we get like this week per day. Okay. We don't know how much we should get this week to complete that target.
Oh, actually, the graph shows kind of like that, Lilis, but it's a more
No, no,
simpler
I mean,
version.
the targeted. Okay, Andre, you need to lead HR to achieve 3,000 for this week.
Oh yeah,
5,000 for
it's
this week.
available, Lilis.
Available?
Yeah. So just to remind everyone,
Okay.
the burn chart. Can we share multiple screen in a sense? So the burn chart shows the target, but it's in a linear fashion. So what we have
Yeah, I
for
think you
now,
can share your
actually,
screen, Vidi.
yeah. So okay, kunaon kumaha eta? Okay, database is down ya guys.
And the business down. I mean,
Yes,
you can
database.
show it in all hands, like
Oh yeah, all hands paper. Right, right.
yes.
Yeah, I'm very sad every time database is down. Yeah, it feels like a part of me is down as well.
Is it because too many apa namanya feature gitu?
Too many people use. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, too
Maybe
many people
who
use.
knows? But it's a good thing in a sense. People are more being more data aware. But in all hands, for example, please laptop, don't do me like this.
Huh?
Okay, so this is what it looks like, right? This is the burn chart that we have for
Yes, yes,
Apollo.
yes. That's the
So
picture.
basically, what is intended for this one? So if, for example, today is the 5th of May, yeah,
Yes.
if we take the cumulative revenue and we have
Uh-huh.
until 30th of February, 30th of March, and then in a sense, we are filling up. Never mind. I think it's only in my mind. But if, in a sense, like for example, if we do this, let's say, for example, if the blue line touch the red line, it means we're on the right track.
Oh, okay. Wait, wait. On that day, so we
Yeah,
never
right.
like for example from this chart, you presented on 4th of May, so it means that it's not achieved in sense.
It's not on the right track because technically, if we distribute linearly, uh, we have
That's the
30,000.
problem. We
Yeah,
don't have to distribute it linearly. I mean, if you do the flat, we have the supply more in the beginning, right? And then we have the supply less at the end of the month. If you distribute it like linearly, linear mean sama kan, like
yes,
dibagi
exactly.
empat, right?
That's why I mentioned that this is the first prototype because it uses the linear, but it's something like this, right?
Mm.
So if the line touches somewhere, it means we're on the right track, right?
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the simple way to say it is like that. That's why we
But
have a bench,
ETR needs
a target for a weekly. Yeah.
target for weekly.
Okay.
So perhaps it's actually a simple calculation. I can do that first. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, that's it for my update. If there are no more questions, let's move on to David's update. Over to you, David.
Okay, thank you, VD, for my first card. Reporting 2019 and 2020 taxes. Uh, uh, we have done report for this taxes in last week. For the KPI, we have done 2 years balance sheet and report it to DJP by online. And it's done for this card. And for the second card is on still in on program, I think. And for the third card is awaiting projection or waiting project in PD side. That's all from me, PD.
All right. Thank you very much, David. So it's waiting for the project from PD side, yeah. But as you've seen here, the due date's already past due date
Yep.
since the March 31 and also April 16. Uh, do you have any plan like on how to like renegotiate, for example? Is there any
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
is there any plan from PD to like renegotiate? Okay, when can this be delivered and so on and so forth?
Okay. I'm afraid to ask that because there's too much workload in PD team.
Okay.
But when I monitor until this week, there's no case like this video, so we can apa menunda no problem for
I
yeah.
see. Right. For this one, although there are a lot of bandwidth in PD, maybe they can also do prioritization, right?
Oh yeah.
If it's important, like maybe just now you mentioned that it's not important. Like my case, Andre requested to me Booking.com automated review reporting, but due to the prioritization that we have, I kind of like postpone it, right? Because strategically there are some other things that can be more beneficial. But then the client themselves do not drive me in a sense, and then there are no more discussion and follow-ups from the client. That can also be the case in PD as well, something like that. But of course, as a developer, I should be able to I should follow up as well, and so it goes both ways. See. So maybe you can start the initiative
Yep.
to contact the PD members. What do you think?
Yes, I will do it.
Okay, so that works for both cards, yeah, the anomalies and also the counter page view. Any questions for David's update?
Aku,
Yes, Evelyn, over to you.
Kak David, okay, so since it's related to financial matter, I just wanna ask. Okay, I just wanna clarify lah. For the 2019 and 2020 taxes, so does this mean we basically have finished all the taxes matter up till 2020?
Um, yes, absolutely. Yes, Evelyn. We this is all of BV taxes from 2019 and until 2020.
Oh, okay.
Company taxes.
Okay, another question, Kak, maaf. So like since we have done with the past year taxes, um, now we're in 2021, right? How the taxes system goes? Do we need to like submit like a factor pajak for like each month, or it is actually paid like once a year, etc.
Okay. Thank you, Evelyn, for our information that we calculate what the we make the balance sheet based on estimation. So to calculate 2019 based on estimation and 2020 we use profit and loss, our last profit and loss. So and it will reported one one satu kali in 1 year in every the deadline is in every third of 30 April, Evelyn. Yes, it reported by online and we submit it in
I see.
DJP pajak online by online.
So we relate, yeah, definitely, yeah. Berarti.
No, that pass on the deadline.
Wadaw. Okay, nice. Thank you very much, Dave, for that. Any more questions from the others regarding David's update? Okay, if there are more questions, feel free to also write down in the activity. Then maybe let's move on next to okay. Liz, for Kevin's card, move to who?
Um, I think I use the topics for apa trial candidates. If there is trial candidates that can that were willing to take the like for example the messenger, it can be delegated. But
I
if no,
see.
it's not actually the priority. I mean,
I see.
uh,
So is it safe to say that we can move this the cards in the set into pending? So pending can actually be taken into reference, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. I'll do after this meeting. Okay.
Right. Thank you very much, Lilis. Since that's also already settled, let's move on to the next one from Evelyn. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Kafidi. So there are currently three cards in my Trello. The first one is the newspaper. thing. Basically, what happened to the newspaper is I've done creating it, I've done distributing it, and the post-mortem report could be found in the card. Yeah, you could check it if you guys wanna
Mhm.
see how does it like how it goes, and like what are the result, what happened. Yeah, you could see in the report. Okay, anyway, moving to my second and third card. I haven't really write anything in those two separate card. The second one was Monday newspaper best documentation. Yeah, I'm supposed to create the documentation, so in hope that in the future there is a best practice and like what to write, what to not write, etc. And yeah, I'll try to finish this by Friday. I'll put the deadline ASAP. Strategize May Facebook campaign. So basically, the main goals of this task is to accelerate the growth in specifically Facebook cross chapter campaign, and how to achieve those main goals. So yeah, we're planning to come up with like a various method that could be conducted in the Facebook campaign. But mainly for now, we are trying to increase the awareness and inquiry generated with a collaboration with Ike from digital marketing. Yeah, so this is like the steps by this is the step by step. I'm supposed to submit my analysis by yesterday, but yeah, I'm going on a I went past the deadline.
Right.
But yeah, I'll try to submit this like submit the written report by today and share it to community since since Kak Rafik also wanna visit some of the property owner. But yeah, mainly the campaign that I'm working on right now is to create like an article that is
So it's top fun activity, yeah.
Okay, I
yeah
have question.
Yep. Over to you,
yes
Lilith.
can
Strategize May Facebook campaign. So you think you mentioned the article. Actually, I have this question yesterday. Why article? And do you think the audience would love to read articles?
Well, Khalid, that's the thing. So it does not necessarily need to be an article. So like basically, I've gone through the what is it called, Twitter, right? And in Twitter, there's like a lot of like thread, like top 10 Fila, yada yada yada, and then like they didn't really like shows an article. It's more into like a picture and like a short message like as for an example, oh my god, this place is so aesthetics, and then like the facilities is yada yada yada, and like we try to link those, I would say like those format with like the existing property that Bukit Vista already had in the first place, in hope that it could increase the generated revenue. And in term of like the form or like the visualization of the post itself, like it is still up to discussion with me and Ike. But like we accept all the suggestions. So like if you guys have any ideas, maybe like as what Harsh just said, maybe infographics. Yeah, infographics. Yeah. I think we could definitely do infographics, but then we need to like reassess the content. Like, what do we want to show in the infographic itself? Like, maybe we want to show like 70% off dot went to dot, or like
I see.
So
Okay, so
yes.
it's more on the pivot on figuring out the best tactic to post the post, yeah, basically for the post, yeah. So
Uh,
the best method. So usually what we did was just paste the listing, description, blah blah blah, price, and so on and so forth. So what we're trying to do now is figure out whether this kind of new method can actually work. Yeah, the like not so straightforward method.
Uh, no, Coffee D. The previous one, the listing post that we did, it is fine. Like I think it is understandable. This is more like it is kind of
Supplementary.
like a sub promotion.
Yeah, so
Like
it's supplementary. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so basically we try to Instagram we do manage our social media, but in Facebook we do not have that much posts. So you're suggesting that if we increase the number of posts as well in the number of in our Facebook page, then it can actually attract guests.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so that's already settled and it's already decided that it will be created. Yeah. I mean, it will be launched in the
Yes.
private itself. Okay, so if it's ready to be tried for MVP, don't forget to include a private card mentioning the expected hypothesis and also the KPI for the project, so that we can definitely say that the new strategy actually works. Yeah, so that it can
Yes.
actually be eventually, if it succeed, it will be the best practice.
All right. Noted. Thank you,
Okay,
Graffiti.
thank you very much. Any more questions for Evelyn? None.
None.
If there are no more
Mm,
questions,
hi
yep.
everyone. Actually, I have something to add. I do not know if you guys have tried it before, but usually, social media, it's very common to use to cooperate with influencers instead of us posting as the company.
Mm-hmm.
Has it ever been
Yes.
tried before?
The social proof.
Yo. I'm so sorry. Can I ask this?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, right, in one of the cross chapter campaign conducted by Bifi, in Instagram campaign, one of the influencer Nadine Amiza actually stay in one of the property that we market.
Yeah, in
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, in Jogja, right? So like,
Okay.
yeah, I think we did try that before.
So yeah, that's one actually. That's actually an idea that have been circulating for a very long time, even before COVID, but it didn't took off for some reason. First we must, because of course there are like, you must have a budget for that, right? And then if the budget itself can be covered by the number of bookings that comes through that, and there's a valid and exact um, pathway to measure whether it's actually an effective campaign or not, of course it will be done. So that could be an idea, and that could be tried as long as the roadmap is clear for that one. Just like
No, no,
if
no.
you, yep,
I'm sorry. I'm talking. Evelyn mentioned threads on Twitter, right?
yep,
Like on Instagram and stuff. It's also popular on Instagram.
right.
Those kind of threads, those kind of accounts aren't exactly influencers in a way that you have to invite them to stay in the place, but they just post about our properties, and we might pay them
Oh
for
yeah, exactly.
promotional.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. It just about the threat before. Uh, it is kind of differ from like paying a micro influencer to like create those thread. It's more into like the format of the post. Like that's not necessarily like we paying them. It's just like for the aesthetics, you know.
I see. So we, yep.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
all
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Right. Understood. Okay. No more questions. Any more questions for Evelyn's updates? None. If there are none, then let's move on to Errol. But since Errol is not here, I just checked the task. Errol completed like one revenue projection for the Jiwana Bali report, but yeah, the Jiwana Bali report. But I think this is already marked due date complete. Miss Secretary, could you please move that to done? And also the update is regarding his task on updating the fixing percentage list on Bigger. This related to the commission rate that is not a proper sum of the commission rate in Bigger actually indicates 100% to owner or something like that. It actually causes difficulties in the operational work. Um, so I hope to see whether it can be completed during the time. There's a lot of lists. I believe it's by listing. And there are no updates regarding the examining Agoda listing. If there are any questions for Errol, please do update or mention him on his card for more updates and also for more details. Then let's move on to Kyla. Kyla, over to you, Kyla, for your updates.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vidi. My first two cards are related to property projection, the revenue projection, but I haven't been able to do this because there is currently a bug in the Google Cloud script, which I've talked to Kak Vidi on what to do, and I'm currently working on it. So yeah, that's for the first two cards. And then for the next two cards again, both are related to Redash visualizations, and I'm also working on these. Um, yeah, I haven't completed them as well. So, except for one, I've also done with VD as well concerning the yes origin visualization, which I would show, but like the depth of his website is still down, like Redash is still down. So, yeah. And Well, the next two cards are actually done. Should I like move them? I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Please
didn't know
remove
that.
them if it's
Okay.
already done. So,
Okay.
actually, the one that you mentioned is done also is examining Traveloka listing, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So, maybe before we make it into done,
Mhm.
actually, what are the insights that can be found upon completing this particular task? What are there any insights or actionables that we can do from this one?
Well, from the last we discussed, like last week, in the last scrum, like intinya Traveloka is good for general um, hotels and stuff, right? Yeah. But we don't know if it's good for
But for alternative accommodations, yeah.
yeah, because there's not much
Okay.
ada. Cuma we don't think people go there for villas specifically kalau ke Traveloka.
Let's
It might be better
see.
di Agoda and
Okay.
Airbnb.
Then maybe in the conclusion, could you please include that as well?
Okay,
That
okay,
maybe people who look at your card and see that it's already done can figure out as well the conclusion. What's the result of
okay,
the thing?
okay. I'll
Okay.
write that. Thank you.
For the others, yeah, I'm aware of the bug that happened in the property revenue projection. What do you call it? The code. It's actually not the bug from the code itself, but there's a change in Airbnb
Yeah.
server thing. So this is the issue with hacking through this
Is
type of
it
stuff.
about the price? Square price?
Yes, yes, yes. The price doesn't appear
Ah,
because the location of the price in the data itself changes, so that we have to debug it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Yeah, I've also discussed this with Patricia. Who's your name again? Kayla. Sorry, Kayla. Yeah, I've discussed this with Kayla regarding the solutions. Apologies, Kayla. Uh,
I have a question. Do we need to
yep.
contact a Risky to help us with this one? Risky is the creator of the script, right?
No, actually, that part, the specific part, I made it, and
Oh,
for that one,
ah,
the code was just copy pasted from the. You remember the pricing scraper, the price scraper
yes.
English? Yeah, the code is copy pasted from that one.
Oh, so it's different code with what Risky made.
Yeah, it is. The one that Risky made actually is also based from the same thing. So if the change is not because of the code itself, but from Airbnb, because Airbnb changed, that's why you also have to change the code.
I mean, I think I still can use
The
Risky's.
scraper from Risky one.
I think.
Yeah, I think I just tried it like last week. It still works, but yesterday it
Yeah.
didn't.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So it's a
It's recent.
new.
Like last week masih bisa. Mm.
Yeah, but the bug fix have been discussed, and Kyla will attempt on fixing it and
Yes.
try to make it more flexible kali ya, Kyle. Sekalian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they to figure out which part is missing and so on and so forth. And then for for the readers optimization the dashboard, yeah, the day. Just like to also update that for the visualization is also already available in Redash, but just like in Tableau, the same problem is there's the same problem with Tableau. So, for example, Indonesia, the database in the database is Indonesia and also ID, right? Uh, it will recognize as two different data points in a sense. So, yeah, it needs to be pre-processed in the database wise, or maybe in the uh, SQL wise, but I think it will be more scalable if we can do it in the database wise. Anyway, that's the update from Kyla. Thank you very much, Kyla, for the update. Any questions
Thank you,
for
Kak.
Kyla? This is very a lot technical, but I hope that everyone can understand the results from the
Yep, yep.
yeah. None. If there are none, then I think that's it for our BI Scrum. And database is still down. I want
Oh
to
yeah.
contact Kaplan.
Okay.
How about you?
Perhaps Patricia and Mukmin and also Harsh, do you have any questions? Oh yeah, Mukmin, I haven't made a card for you. I would like to make one.
Okay. Well, may I?
Yeah, yeah, you can deliver
May I?
any kind of questions.
Okay, sorry, this is a little bit out of topic, but I have a question about bad reviews on our property in in Airbnb or the other online travel again. How about if is it possible if we only make or Bukit Vista make a fake account to make a fake review also in in that online travel again. So if some property that doesn't have enough review or some property have a bad review, we can hide it with a good from us.
Yeah, technically that's one way, and but the question is, does it inspire delight, right?
Not being transparent, that's correct.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people not being transparent. So doing that can improve short-term goals, but what's important is to find the core issue behind that thing, and the problem that is mentioned in the negative review, and settle it to achieve long-term plans. So that's one thing. Yeah, yeah. Like maybe that kind of idea have crossed our minds, like in just casual discussion, but after we think about it again, yeah, it doesn't inspire. Like it's not transparent. It's not being transparent, and it's not good for us in the long run. If we have a lot of money, then we can just hire buzzers or fake accounts to leave review. But what there are no actual guests inspired by that action. Yeah, so what should we do?
Yep, yep, yep. But that's actually it's interesting. Like for the fake review, for example, it's actually a strategy from like social proof strategy. Like we want social proof is basically tend to explain that people tend to follow what people actually mention or do, right? So jadi kalau ada review, then there's material for people to review. But yes, that's not honest, but sometimes that happen in the market. Okay, back to Fidi.
Yep. I think that's it. Any final remarks? It's all the time's already up. But if there are any interesting discussions, maybe from anyone, none questions. Maybe from Harsh or Patricia. No question. Okay. If there are no more questions, thank you very much. We uh, got on time for the update.